Today I'm going to show how to do the BPS mod. This will allow you to do a fast learn of your 8L90 transmission, 10 speed or whatever transmission that you need to do a fast learn on. So first, there's a bunch of resistors. We're going to use a 470K resistor. You just need one. I will have a link on my website, on my web store. If you want to support me, you can buy the resistor with the wire and I'll mail that to you and you can plug it in and do the mod. If not, you can buy the resistors, and it doesn't have to be this exact range. Basically what we're doing, we're knocking 12 volts down to a lower voltage in the 5-volt range. So, you know, I would try to do around that, but if you're off by 100 ohms or more, you're probably fine. So you'll have a lower resistor. Next, you'll need a wire with a E38 terminal. This is what the Gen 5s use, whatever. I got plenty of these. Of course, this would come with it. All we're going to do, strip a little off in the wire. This is not a permanent install. I'm just doing to show you guys how to do it. And we're just going to wrap one end of the resistor around the copper. Bam. So what you'll do next is you'll go to your ECU connectors. Connector X1 has the blue face. So at the blue face, you'll find pin 48. It's not really fun to find these pins because there's only like 4 numbers on the entire thing and there's 73 pins. So I'll show the video where this goes, kind of help out. And all we're doing, we're putting this into spot 48, which is the BPS signal wire. You do that, you'll then connect the other end of this resistor to your brake input wire, which is pin 57. So you're going to strip some insulation from pin 57 and this will attach there. So now what's going to happen when you push your brake, the 12 volts will go through here, get knocked down to, I don't know, around 3 volts and make it to the ECU. Now your ECU thinks the BPS is installed and that's all you need to do. So once you get this done, you can do a fast relearn. But to do a fast relearn, you want to drive your car for a good 15 minutes beforehand. Transmission has to be up around 160 degrees, or it has to be warmed up. It'll tell you. You can use a very expensive scanner like Snap-on or Altel or HB tuners. HB tuners, we'll see if it works. I like using my Snap-on scanner because it shows a lot more detail in what it's doing. You want to chalk your vehicle, and it's going to tell you what to do step by step. But this test takes about 10 minutes. It goes through all the motions. So I'll record that and show that process. But we just replaced a TCM in this vehicle, and that's one of the things you're supposed to do, and it will give you the best shift quality. So let's go install this. All right, you're going to pull off connector X1. We'll have a blue face like this. I'm going to snap it back in. You just want to carefully pop it up a little bit. Okay, now the wire is ready to be inserted. So there's only a few numbers on this connector. Looking from this direction, this last spot is labeled, it says fit 5-3. So this row is starts with 5-3 and goes on up to 72. So when you go to spot 48, we're gonna count backwards. So we got 52, 51, 50, 49, 48. So 48 is next to here. I know it won't show up on camera. These only go one way. It's hard to explain which way, but you have 50-50 shot. Then you hear it lock in. Okay, so now this is the BPS sensor wire now. Next you want to find your brake wire. That's in spot, what did I say, 58 or 57? I think it's 57, let's see. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 57. Okay. So this is the brake wire. 59 is the fan. So we got the brake wire. Again, that's 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. Just want to double check. It's important to get the right info. Yes, 57 is that wire. So this one's blue. It's usually white blue when it's a factory color. And then usually what I do to do it permanently, I cut the wire, strip both ends, and then I'll strip this end and butt connect all three of them together and put a piece of heat shrink over it. For now, we're going to strip this back away just a little bit of insulation, just a 1/16 of an inch. I'm going to wrap that other side of the resistor around that spot so it can get the voltage. Alright, so now we got that done. I'm not even going to put the cap on it, so I need to butt connect it afterwards. Put this back on. Alright, we're locked down. Alright, now it's time to get sweaty in the sun and do the transmission relearn. Alright, got my snap-on scanner connecting to it now. Ignition is on, vehicle is off. So this has been a second. Let's see. Let's go to the transmission section. 8-speed automatic, since that's what we're running. Functional test. Bam. Fast learn adapt process. I'm gonna click it. Function should only be performed after internal repair or a component replacement. We replace the TCM. Takes up to 10 minutes with the transmission in park and neutral. So that's what sucks. Your feet will be pressing this brake the entire time. I also have it chalked. All right, tells me right here, start and idle the engine. Let's go ahead and put it in neutral, reverse, neutral. Continue. Alright, it's saying allow the transmission. Man, I just drove this for 15 minutes here in Vegas. So we're at 140. It's telling me we need to get to 160. So what we're going to do, we're going to put her in drive. We're going to power brake it. I guess I hit 160 for a split second, so it's happy. Alright, we're going to hit continue. It's saying apply and hold the brake pedal. Shift the gear selector to the drive position. We're in that position. Okay? So now it's doing its thing. I'm not touching the throttle right now. It's saying vehicle will lurch forward if the brake is released during the test. Vehicle may shift into neutral. It's saying drive calibration in progress. Caution, again, it can lurch forward. So now we have about, I don't know, 5 to 8 minutes of it doing its magic right now. So nothing too exciting. I'm gonna put this right here. So it's going through the clutches and it's trying to recalibrate itself. Supposedly just doing a lot of driving will do the same thing, but you know, if you do a build, it's good to be able to do this. You know, get your vehicle to ship perfect, just like a brand new vehicle. I did this on my Firebird. I've not done it on my C10 yet. Max C10 came with the TCM, so we didn't do it. So definitely, if a component's replaced, do that. But pretty important thing, I could not figure out how to do this without adding a BCM because of the brake pedal sensor, which is not the same thing as a brake switch. So the way it works is the ECU needs to get 12 volts brakes applied for the torque converter control, so the transmission knows what's going on. But it actually goes to the ECU, that wire. The BPS system is through CAN bus. So the BPS has six wires, 3 go directly to the ECU, 3 go to the BCM, and they're opposite resistance values. You know, they kind of cross over when you hit the BPS. They're not the same thing. So I assumed that you'd have to have a BCM in here plus the BPS. But one day I was like, I'll just try it, you know, because there's an input for the BPS, and I tested a factory vehicle, saw a 5-volt reference circuit, and then did this, and I was shocked that it worked. I thought it for sure would be like, hey, there's no BCM in here, go kick rocks. But I got lucky. We all got lucky, because I'm passing this information on for anyone that wants to do this. And it's nice to be able to get it figured out. Again, it's just a cheap resistor, a wire with the correct terminal on it's all you need. You can use HB tuners. Again, for the video, I want to use my Snap-on scanner because it just says a bunch of information, where HB tuners doesn't really say anything. It just starts doing its process. So, but yeah, so you use either system and get the transmission up to temperature first if you can, and just get this process over with. If you guys want to support me, you can buy the resistor with the wire on my website. I was just going to do like $20 shipped if you guys need that, and or you can just buy a resistor and terminal online somewhere. But yeah, this one, the transmission controller went bad. So I replaced the brand new one this morning and been testing it for a few days. I'm using a Camaro operating system on the transmission controller to give, since this is a muscle car, it does shift a little better. Even if you copy all your calibration data to a truck TCM, it doesn't quite work the same way. So doing that, then if he ever wants to do tap shift with paddles or something, then we can add that and it'll work in drive instead of manual detent. It's still doing its thing. It's not doing a whole lot. My feet definitely get tired of holding the brake. Alright, let's see what it says. Fast learn procedure is complete. Vehicle may stall or have a false neutral condition. Apply brakes, put transmission in park, and exit the test. Turn the ignition off. Open the driver door for 30 seconds, then close the driver's door. We don't really have to do that, of course. That's for the BCM to fully shut down the ECU. So my suggestion is just let it set for a few minutes. That test took right at 11 minutes to run through. If you cancel the test or hit stop in HB tuners, what will happen is you'll definitely have a false neutral condition. The vehicle will not move, it'll just rev up and drive. No worries. Put it in park, turn off the ignition, turn it back on, start it up, see if you have your gears back. If you do not, clear your DTCs, recycle your ignition,